So I want to introduce you to another channel that I really like, and it's called Paydrov. So he has a video here called Donald Trump China like credit score coming to America soon. And he's pretty sharp, this kid. So let's look a little at a little bit of this, and I want to show you some other stuff that goes along with it. Let's listen.
He said it's not like the government is listening to everybody's conversation.
Trump administration considering social credit score system to determine who can buy a gun. Just like the one in China. With the help of DARPA.
DARPA is really an engine within inside the Defense Department, challenging our military services to think differently.
Stephen Walker is DARPA's director.
It's important for DARPA to understand the technology, to then be able to explain it to our warfighters and our policymakers, and not be surprised by its use or misuse by a peer adversary.
DARPA helped create the internet, unmanned aerial drones, prosthetic limbs, and Siri.
Of some of the ways in which the Chinese regime is engaging in this totalitarian surveillance and direction of its citizens.
What is social credit in China? What do I do to accumulate a social credit score of one type or other?
Everywhere she goes, Ouyang Haoyu is followed. What she buys, how she behaves, is tracked and scored to show how responsible and trustworthy she is. It's called the social credit system.
This has nothing to do with cash, has nothing to do with keeping the black market off, has nothing to do with convenience, has nothing to do with neat little ways to have an e-wallet.
It's a mechanism like pushes you to become a better citizen.
It's big data meets Big Brother, expanding how the government monitors, understands, and ultimately controls its 1.4 billion citizens.
Your life will be grave if you misbehave. China, the country, not the fine dinnerware, has rolled out a social credit system to spy on the behavior of its massive population. The reason? This from a government document. Keeping trust is glorious and breaking trust is disgraceful.
By 2020, China plans to give all of its 1.4 billion citizens a personal score based on how they behave. So some people with low scores are already being punished if they want to travel. Nearly 11 million Chinese people can no longer fly, and 4 million are barred from trains. Next week, the program will start expanding nationwide.
Okay, this is why, 2 years ago, they were showing you these NSA hush posters and kind of preparing you in your subconsciousness for the all-seeing eye. And Matt Groening, by the way, of Simpsons, is a very well-known 33-degree Mason. So he's not predicting the future. He's just telling you the script. Never underestimate the eye of the enemy, be security-wise. And when you pepper through these, and there's like 135, we've talked about these a little bit, that this nation, not under God anymore, shall have a new birth of freedom, that the government of the state, by the state, for the state, shall not perish from the earth. Right, so you're being trapped up, but they're doing it brilliantly through fake Christians like Trump. He's on a bicycle. Take care of transporting classified material. He's on a bicycle and not airplane or train, because your social score, like they're already showing in this beta test in China, is going to do consequences for behavioral modification based on whether you go under the hand of your dictators. It's not staying in China, it's coming here. And these videos, or these posters rather, are starting to show you that they were planning this long in advance. I'm trying to, there's lots of them, but I'm trying to hyperlocate the ones that have specifically to do with travel. See? Foreign travel. That's going to be something that you're going to have to qualify for. And Christianity is their target. See, communist security. See, these are Puritans, which were our ancestors in Christianity that brought it over here, fleeing from King George. Now America has pretty much become a personified King George with these Masons, if you will. Men must be governed by God or they will be ruled by tyrants. That's mockery. They're totally going to terrorize you and force you into whatever it is that they want you to do, especially with the goal of eventually Noahide compliance and getting rid of Christianity. And look, yay, you can even be a walking billboard for them by getting them on a t-shirt. There are other ones too. I really don't want to spend a whole lot of time, but look, this is a noose with a telephone. Nice little message. You're being listened to. We're monitoring your thoughts, your speech. We're watching you. Shape up and ship out. It's like get with the program. Do what we tell you to. Oh, look, a pillow. That's creepy. Don't talk yourself to death. See, this all had an undergirding message about Noahide coming. And then everything else, too, because ultimately Satan wants to control everything. And Trump was able to get in because he was selected to be in, played the two-faced, lying, I'm a Christian, but really he's a Mason. So they mock Christianity here. I'm looking for one other poster where there's this train that's kind of like bearing down on you, if I can find it quickly enough. Are you a security risk? See, if you're a Christian, you're a security risk because this is Satan's little ploy to snuff you out. We are doing all we can to liberate those people who are still under the spell of this religious opiate. So some of these we've already talked about, but I was kind of trying to highlight, if I can find it quick enough. I'll live if I can't. This one that had a train that was just bearing down on this guy that was on some piece of equipment that was trying to hurry up, but the train was going to just mow him down. Anyhow, if you want to take the time to look over them, I'll put a link in so that you can study these. But see, they even include the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, security today. So it really is about bringing this social score from hell from China that has partnerships and relationships with Israel forward through the Masons to trap you up from your good friends the National Security Agency. So that's why you see Matt Groening putting it in The Simpsons. There's all kinds of posters to derive information. And then you're all supposed to sort of, wow, look at that. Yeah, you are the internet data. You're being watched. Anyhow, we're all supposed to, oh, that's so creepy, help reinforce this one to another so you sort of become part of this whole planet rebellion, planet Babylon. Secrets must be protected. See, this is one of the posters right here, and they put it on a t-shirt. So you have to understand the backdrop that there are, I don't even know how many, but there are numerous light workers. And their idea is that everybody get on board. And they tell you that these are old posters from a long time ago. They give you this false narrative of garbage. But it's not true. This, everything they say and do is motivated from a place of deception and lies. So loose talk. They put it on more t-shirts. Oh, that's creepy. NSA Skynet. Here, let's just. National Security Agency posters and art prints. Look, you can get it on a coffee mug too. Creepy. But anyhow, point being, they have been setting this up for a long time, and you're about ready to be trapped up in it. Look at these posters. They want you to buy this garbage so that you all just sort of accept this reality that you're trapped up and there's nothing you can do about it because because the government and the technology, oh boy, look at that, is already being erected all around you in this 5G world. Jesus said in Luke 21 that a snare was coming. The four horsemen of the apocalypse is coming. The UN is coming to snuff out Christianity and anybody that doesn't get into the Noahide. See, it all goes together. Look at that. Your calls may be recorded, National Security Agency, and you can get it on a t-shirt. That is just insane. You could spend a whole day looking over this stuff. This is crazy. Well, I didn't find the exact poster I was looking for, but sorry if this is hard on the eyes. I don't want to spend a whole lot more time on this, but I think you get the point. These posters were put out during FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, a couple of years ago, but it's really just to tell you that it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, and you can't stop it. And Trump just played a character. That's all he did. He played a character to obtain your trust. U.S. military being taught to treat Christians as extremists. See, if you don't go with the communistic, worldwide forced dictates of Israel at the top of the pyramid with the Antichrist that's coming, you're not willing to fit in with the coexist movement that goes underneath Noahide, you're the extremist. You're the criminal. U.S. military being taught to treat Christians as extremists and potential terrorists. Now, they were saying this back in 2013, so they've had 6 more years just about to really hone their skills and use these tools and equipment through Lockheed Martin. And DARPA is your enemy, truly. Who are the extremists and terrorists that the U.S. military should be concerned about? For years, we were told that they were those belonging to Al-Qaeda in the Middle East and other radical jihadist groups that are affiliated with them. But now that's all totally changed. Flippy floppy. We are discovering that time after time, U.S. military are being taught, look, that evangelical Christians are extremists that belong to a domestic hate group and that they are potential terrorists that could use violence at any time. This vilification of Christians started about the time that Barack Obama was elected, and it has greatly accelerated over the past couple of years. Stunned extreme Christian service members can hardly believe what they are hearing in some of these training sessions. They are being told that they cannot be affiliated with these hate groups, in quotes, and that anybody found to be supporting such groups could be, get this, disciplined under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Fortunately, the U.S. military later, gee, I'm so glad they did this, publicly disavowed many of these training sessions. Oh, we're just joshing. Totally don't even worry about it. This is how deception works, friends, when it was revealed to the public, but the demonization of Christians has not stopped. In fact, it appears to be getting more frequent. The following are 8 examples of the U.S. military being taught to treat Christians as extremists and potential terrorists. Well, that's also the whole idea behind Idadel, which is a 24/7 AI-operated and human partnership of total global surveillance on what they deem as terrorism, which really comes under the auspices of those who are intolerant to other religions. And so that's kind of your first step in to coexist. You're just all going to get into this religious ideology that all the religions are one and the same. And then that goes up underneath Israel's dictates of worshiping Hashem and Hashem only, which they title as God's name, making Jesus, Yahweh, and every other religion illegal and punishable by death. Look at this. On October 17th, soldiers of Fort Hood were instructed that who? Evangelical Christians are a threat to this nation. This is one example of many as to how you can see this spanning all the way from what was occurring in 2013 under the Obama administration to now in 2019 under the Donald Trump administration, and his partnership then with Israel, and how Israel is getting ready to bring the international court system to be flowing out of Jerusalem for the whole planet as a capital for the earth. And you have to obey them under the Noahide or the natural laws. And they have people out evangelizing for that. Did you know that?